This is your sign. You're going to boldly go where no one has gone before. Hi, my name is Kieran. Welcome back to Sweet Infinity, where I am giving myself a 30-day challenge to read one card from my tarot deck or an oracle deck that I have and release a new video every day discussing the card and what it means and what it brings up. I hope that this resonates for you too. So today I'm going to be reading from my Star Trek The Next Generation tarot deck. I love this neat little deck. This was given to me as a gift, a birthday gift. And I love Star Trek The Next Generation. It's the best Star Trek, let's face it. Okay, I will not be taking any arguments against that. And I love tarot, so a Star Trek The Next Generation tarot deck just was the perfect gift for me. So thank you to the person who gave me that. And this deck is pretty neat. It comes with these cards that have, cool Star Trek imagery and the Federation logo back here and characters from Star Trek The Next Generation, and then a bunch of imagery from different suits that represent different suits of the tarot. So it's definitely a non-traditional deck in terms of the artwork is not traditional, based on the Rider-Waite traditional tarot deck, which is fine because I do like non-traditional tarot, as we have discussed before. So I'm going to be shuffling this deck and then we'll get started. In the meantime, I would love if you could share this with a Trekkie friend of yours who might be into tarot, or a tarot friend of yours who might be into Star Trek. I'm sure I'm not the only person who likes both of those things. And I just, love to hear from you. Leave me a comment, share, subscribe, the usual. I'm trying to grow this channel and I'd love for you to let me know what you think of the videos so far. Okay, so let's pick one card from this deck. So the card that we have for today is the Fool. This is the first card of any tarot deck. And in this deck, it is represented by Data, who is definitely my favorite character. I like many different characters, but he is definitely the one I love the most. And he is, if you don't know Star Trek The Next Generation, he is an android. So basically a robot, an intelligent robot. And he is always trying to be more human. He's always trying to learn what it's like to be human. So that's a quest that he's on. And it's perfect because this card, the Fool card, in tarot, the Fool is the first card of the deck. And the whole tarot takes the Fool on a journey. And it's called sometimes the Fool's Journey through the tarot. And so all the different cards represent different aspects of life, things that you learn along the way, lessons you learn, mistakes you make, things like that. And the character who's on this journey through the tarot deck is the Fool card, or the Fool character. So Data being on that journey makes perfect sense if you've seen the show. So I love this card and I love Data, and let's talk about this. Because the Fool, even though it's called the Fool card, he's not, or he or she or they are not, it's not a negative term for them. It's a word that basically means somebody who is inexperienced, someone who is a little innocent, who is naive even. They might not have very refined expectations of reality, let's just put it that way, but they are open to learning. So the idea of the Fool is, we've all been the Fool. We've all been the new person in school, the new person in a new job, the new person, who's moving to a new place. There's so much to learn. There's sometimes you screw up and you don't realize it until later. And the idea is that the way to get through that, the way to be on this journey is to learn. It's to be open to learning, because that's how you stop being the Fool, right? And then you hopefully teach somebody else. But you're always a fool in a new aspect of life. I mean, hopefully, if you try anything new. I'm learning, for example, about die cutting, which is this technique to make crafts. And you basically have a die cutting machine, which is like this rolling thing, and you can get these blades and you can cut paper into different shapes. And because I make handmade greeting cards, so I'm learning this technique, and there's so much to learn. And last year I taught myself how to make soap, And it was so much to learn, and I made mistakes, and there were things to learn along the way. And the point is that even though you might be at a certain stage in life where you've learned a lot of things, you've been through a lot, but there's always something new to learn. And in fact, that's fun. There's always, I don't know, I find that fun. So I personally love being the fool. And if I have figured something out, I'm always kind of looking for something new to figure out, new to learn. I mean, this YouTube thing for me is very new, even though I have used YouTube for, 20 years, for a long time before YouTube became the big thing that it is now. I've been watching YouTube videos, but this is the first time I'm doing a venture like this. And so in a way, I'm a fool here. And I'm trying things. I'm hopefully getting better, and I will continue to learn and try to get better. And that's the lesson of the fool. So the question is, for you, what is it that you could be a fool in? And like, embrace it. Just be the fool. Where sometimes, especially as we get older, we have this tendency to not want to be the fool, to always be like, well, I know everything, or being embarrassed. Because sometimes we might know a lot about certain things, but we don't know everything about everything. And so I feel like it's really important, especially as you get older, but at all ages, not to be arrogant or not to be so jaded that you think you have nothing new to learn, because nobody can know everything. There's so much that I don't know, and I would love to know. And if I lived for like 10,000 years, I would probably go to school for every subject. But okay, so, that's where we are. But that means that there's this never-ending supply of new knowledge. And whatever it is that you're into, you don't have to learn something you don't want to or don't need to learn, but, learn the things you want to learn. I got into cooking when the pandemic started. I never really was into cooking before all that. I didn't think I was good at it. And then once the pandemic started, I wanted to cook at home and not eat outside and save money. And I got into cooking, and now I love cooking, but it took a long time. And even now, I'm always learning. I'm always getting new recipes and experimenting with different things, different variations on the recipes. So there's always something new to learn. And it's actually just a beautiful thing to just embrace that. Whatever aspect of life you're in, whatever phase of life you're in, whatever aspect of life you've been wanting, don't let your life just be drudgery. I know that that's a lot of crap we all have to deal with. We have to work our jobs and pay our bills and take care of business. But at the same time, no matter what else is going on, even if there are health issues, there's always something you can learn and do it. Making soap, for example, it was actually quite a simple process once you can kind of get the hang of it. And then you have this real physical product, soap, which everybody loves. And it's just a great experience. And cooking as well. Anything, where you have to learn something new. Learn a new language. There are so many resources online where you can learn a new language. You could just start with some vocabulary, some phrases, some ways to pronounce things. Even on YouTube, you can find so many ways to learn languages. I'm trying to learn a Chinese, Mandarin, and there are so many channels where you can just go on and keep learning from different angles how to speak and write Chinese. And a lot of this stuff is free. That's the beauty of it. Today, you can be the fool in so many ways, in millions of different ways, and basically learn for free. Whether it's YouTube or places like Coursera, which is a website where you can audit a class for free. And there are classes there from all different universities around the world, right? You can audit the class. You won't get a degree or a certificate, but you can learn the things for free. And there's courses on everything you can think of. And of course, there are other places where you can learn for free. So I would suggest go out there and be a fool and just embrace it. Open that mind and just say, what is it that I've been wanting to learn? And go and figure it out, because you can do that. You can learn how to do things. You can be Data. Data's thing is that he's super intelligent. Obviously, he's a robot. He's an android. And he's very rational, and he's very self-aware. And the thing that he never understands, well, mostly, is how emotions feel, right? He's like, am I funny? He always wants to be able to laugh. And then there are episodes where things happen or he's able to laugh and stuff like that. So, but for him, his adventure, the thing that he's always on a quest to find is this humanity. And for him, it's emotion. And that's also another thing, is to be comfortable with your emotions, to be able to explore yourself. In other videos I've talked about, for example, being creative and writing something or making some kind of creative product, art or whatever. But also learning itself. You can learn to be creative. You can learn the skill that you need to make the thing you want to make. You can learn a musical instrument. That is something that I am still planning to do. That is something that's still far on the horizon for me, but I want to learn. So I would encourage you, go and be a fool and enjoy it, because there's nothing more fun than that. Okay. I hope this was helpful for you. If so, please leave a like, leave a comment. Tell me what you are trying to explore. I'd love to hear from you. And please share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Come back and I'll read you another card. Take care of yourself and take care of each other.